Representative Torres, we are very honored to have you join us today. You're not on our committee, but we're pleased that you came, and so I would recognize you next.
Well, thank you, Madam Chairwoman, for extending an invite. Thank you to the ranking member. I just want to commend the students. All of you have the moral clarity and the moral courage to speak out against anti-Semitism in the face of overwhelming intimidation and harassment, and none of you signed up for this, but all of you have risen to the occasion. You know, I find myself often quoting Dr. Martin Luther King, who said that history will record that the greatest tragedy is not the strident clamor of the bad people, but it's the appalling silence of the good people. And I have been appalled by the silence and indifference and cowardice of college and university presidents. I mean, what has become of higher education, to me, is a moral failure. You know, and I was thinking of Representative Stefanik's question. You know, if you ask the average American, is calling for a genocide of Jews harassment? The average American would tell you, of course, it's harassment. But if you ask an academic, is calling for a genocide of Jews harassment, you get a coldly legalistic, formulaic answer like it's context dependent. And it just seems to me the loss of moral common sense is not a bug, but a feature of higher education. But I also think that we as an institution are responsible. We have the power of the purse. And we are effectively subsidizing anti-Semitism. We are subsidizing anti-Zionist indoctrination masquerading as instruction. And so we in Congress and the federal government must do more to hold these institutions accountable. You know, Mr. Kestenbaum, who is I'm proud to have you as a constituent from Riverdale, you said that you reached out to the Anti-Semitism Task Force on 40 occasions and never received a response. You know, I've come to the conclusion that these institutions cannot be trusted to police themselves. Do you believe, as I do, that there should be some kind of on-site third-party monitor that holds these institutions accountable for combating anti-Semitism in their ranks?
Absolutely. There needs to be a federal monitor to make sure that Harvard is fulfilling its obligations, not just under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, but all their obligations to make sure that hatred and discrimination and bigotry is not part of their curriculum. And that is exactly what is happening today at Harvard, where students are indoctrinated to hate, where they are indoctrinated to think of one narrative, and the moment someone challenges it, that's when the anti-Semitism is brought to the surface. So, as I said from the beginning, I don't want to be in DC. I don't want to be missing class today to come speak in a committee room. But we have no other option because Harvard is either unable or unwilling to create the meaningful change that all of you are able and willing to do.
Well, thank you, Chairwoman, for the opportunity to speak.